What you want to say about the baby?
Javeayah, baby. Hey.
What you want to say about the baby?
Javeayah, baby.
I got up around five-ish, and my daughter was outside playing. My girl was out there watching her. And she was in and out of the house. I say that, and I was going to get up and wash the clothes. Yeah, what else can I say? I left the house around six, like late six, maybe like early seven. It was probably around like 6, and I got back to the house maybe around 7:15 because my girl and my daughter said they wanted some candy. She wanted some suckers and she wanted some cookies. And I had went to like three stores maybe in between those times to go get gas, Black Miles, and I went and got some drinks, like some little Mad Dogs and stuff like that. And when I left and I went back to dry the clothes because I was washing them. I was sitting there for a little minute, then I ended up going to another store. Like these 3 stores that I'm saying, like I saw the 3 stores already, but I went to a store last.
Gotcha.
And I was back at the washing machine that was right beside the Circle K. And then when I was at the Circle K, I was seeing a lot of police and stuff going through, and I was wondering. I was like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff goes on in Aiken to where like you would be like, okay, that's the police or whatever. But I didn't know that it was my house because my girlfriend at the time she didn't have service. She didn't have service on her phone, so she couldn't call me to let me know anything that was going on. So she just ended up calling 911. So when I came back to the house, before I got on my road, I seen a police truck with a drone out, and then that's when I started speeding up because I was like, it's something going down like close to my house. When I got turned on my road, I seen a whole bunch of police like right at my house. So that's when I hurried up and I got to the house and I was like, what's going on? I thought my girlfriend was in labor because she was supposed to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Soon. So she ended up having a child that same night on July 1st. But she came up crying to me saying my Javeayah missing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I kind of freaked out, and the detectives were telling me I couldn't go look and stuff like that because they didn't want me to mess up the area or whatever. But that's basically what happened up until all of this came about.
Okay. Is she known to run away? Like, has there been past issues with that with her? Is she known to do that?
No, she does not run away, but I will say that she is friendly. Like she's friendly. Like she doesn't like, it's not a stranger danger thing with her. It's not like get away from me. Like she didn't get that. She didn't understand it. She was just all friendly to everybody. She was very respectful. Like, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. Like that's what she do. We raised her great. Like she was a real smart kid. That's why like they had me kind of like messed up. But they were saying that she was not like she's nonverbal and that. Like yeah, she was saying she's autistic and like that was like the media was like messing. I don't want to cuss, but that was messing my head up a little bit because they don't even have a good description of my child to try to describe her.
What's a good? Is she autistic or is she on the spectrum at all? Is that true?
She was on the spectrum when she was born, but they said that she couldn't be tested until she was 4 years old.
Okay, so it's on. You guys just don't know.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. We never got her tested, and she's never given us signs that she is, autistic. She talks good. She's like very like she talks better than me. But she got more respect than me.
Understood. So you guys had no idea what could have happened to her.
I have no clue. Sir. I don't like. It's really wild, but I had gave all of these detectives this information about people snooping around the house lately. It's like since I've started work, like from Friday, Thursday really, but from Friday to Monday, I had to work. Okay. I was working night shifts, and every time I left, my girl would like when she would tell me like, oh, it's been people doing this, and then the third around the house they've been caught, like they be on the phone with people like around the house, like just talking and walking real slow and things like that. And like I've been telling them that, but
how are you doing through all of this? It's okay.
I didn't got a little bit of it out, but it's like not knowing is killing me. It's killing me. Like Because, like, I mean, you see stuff like this often, but you don't expect it to be you.
And is the mother, is she your wife?
No, she's not my wife. She was my girlfriend.
Okay. How is she doing?
She's still a little tore, but she's making it. She's trying to stay calm because we just, like I said, we just recently had a child. She had to really go in labor early because all the stress that was going down. She had that baby the same night that all of this happened.
On your side, digging deeper into the disappearance of this 4-year-old girl. This is Javeayah Harris from Aiken County. Tonight, police warrants reveal that the parents of the missing South Carolina girl have made a confession in her death and disappearance. This is a story we've been following as the law enforcement search started to expand across South Carolina, reaching Chester County.
Hook, a little girl goes missing. Her mom is on the phone with 911, sounding like her whole world just fell apart. But here's the thing. That little girl had already been gone for over a month. Let me tell you something. This ain't a missing child case. This is a cover-up, and it's about to get ugly. Her name was Javeayah Harris, 4 years old, and by the time anybody outside that house knew something was wrong, she was already gone. Not missing. Gone. So what really happened to this baby girl? Stick around. We're about to get into it. In every home, behind every closed door, there's a story waiting to be uncovered. Welcome to Dark Whispers, where we dive deep into the hidden truths of domestic crime and the relationships that turn deadly. If you're drawn to real stories, powerful insights, and the shadows most people avoid, you're in the right place. Subscribe now and step into the whispers they never wanted you to hear. Aiken County, South Carolina. A quiet little corner of the state where everybody knows everybody, and a missing child report is the kind of thing that shuts a whole community down. Javeayah's parents were young. Michilae, 22 years old. Johmarea Harris, 23. 2 young parents, 1 little girl, and a household that, from the outside, probably looked like any other. Now, we don't know everything about what life looked like behind that front door. What we do know is this. Somewhere along the way, something happened to Javeayah. Something bad enough to kill her. And instead of getting her help, her own parents chose silence. Moving on, because it gets worse. According to arrest warrants out of Aiken County, Javeayah suffered an injury from physical abuse. Not an accident. Not a fall. Abuse. And when that happened, neither parent picked up the phone. Neither parent drove her to a hospital. Neither parent said a word. The warrant lays it out in language you don't forget. It says, Michilae caused Javeayah's death while committing child abuse or neglect, and that it happened under circumstances manifesting an extreme indifference to human life, because she didn't seek medical attention after knowing her daughter had been hurt. Read that again. Extreme indifference to human life. That's not something a court says lightly. That's not a phrase for a mistake. That's a phrase for somebody who watched a child suffer and did nothing. And Johmarea Harris? He's not off the hook either. Investigators say he knew. He knew his daughter was being abused, and he still didn't get her help. I said what I said. 2 grown adults, 1 dying child, and not a single phone call to save her. So here's where it gets even harder to sit with. Investigators believe Javeayah had already been dead for more than a month before anybody called 911 to report her missing. A whole month. School would have come and gone. Holidays would have passed. And that baby was already gone the entire time, while her own mother walked around acting like she was just playing outside. Let that sink in for a second, because what comes next? It's the moment this whole story cracks wide open. Let's talk about what actually happened, not what was said publicly at first. What really happened. Somewhere in that house, Javeayah Harris was hurt. Bad. Bad enough that her body couldn't recover from it. And in the moment where she needed her parents the most, where any parent should have been running out the door to the nearest hospital. Michilae, Herring, and Johmarea Harris did nothing. No ambulance, no emergency room, no doctor. Just silence, in a house where a 4-year-old girl was dying. And when it was over, when Javeayah was gone, her mother didn't call the police. She didn't tell anybody. Instead, according to investigators, Michilae Herring took her daughter's body and disposed of it somewhere else, away from the home, away from anywhere it could easily be found. Let that marinate for a second. A mother, hiding the body of her own child. For over a month, that little girl's body sat somewhere out there, while her parents went on with life like nothing happened. Then finally, Herring made a decision. Not to come clean, not to confess. She picked up the phone and called 911 to report Javeayah missing. In that call, Herring told the dispatcher her daughter had been playing outside before dark, that dinner was cooking, that bath water was running, and that she went out to get her and couldn't find her anywhere. A whole story, a whole performance, for a child who'd already been gone for weeks. Anyways, that's the report that kicked off a search. Deputies, volunteers, entire communities mobilizing to find a little girl who her own mother already knew was never coming home. The search for Javeayah Harris pulled in resources across South Carolina. What started in Aiken County stretched out toward Chester County, near Great Falls and Fairfield County. Investigators chasing leads on where that little body might have ended up. And while search crews were out there combing fields and wooded areas, the Aiken County Sheriff's Office was doing something else entirely, digging into the story itself, because something wasn't adding up. A missing child case with no witnesses, no sightings, no leads that made sense, just a mother's word. So investigators sat down with Herring and Harris, and that's when things started to unravel. Both parents, separately, gave statements, and in those statements, the whole "she went missing while playing outside" story fell apart. According to the warrants, both confessed to failing to seek medical attention for Javeayah after she suffered injuries from physical abuse, and Herring admitted to something even bigger, disposing of her daughter's body at another location entirely. Make it make sense. A missing child report, built on top of a lie, built on top of a death that happened over a month earlier. The community had no idea. They set up search parties. They prayed. They held a candlelight vigil, hoping this baby girl would come home safe. One grandmother left a stuffed animal near the mailbox by the home, a gift her own 3-year-old granddaughter wanted Javeayah to have. She said her granddaughter understood, in her own little way, that this little girl was already with Jesus. While a whole community grieved and searched and hoped, the answers were sitting in a police interview room the entire time. So what happens when the truth finally comes out in the open? That's next.
Welcome back, everybody, as we bring you breaking news on this Tuesday out of Aiken County, where officers are back out of the home of Javeayah Harris. This is a live look now at her home on Hillsborough Street. Officers out there in force, searching the home, searching the woods behind it.
It was 1 week ago tonight that 4-year-old Javeayah Harris was reported missing by her mother. After a 3-day search by several agencies, her parents, Johmarea Harris and Michilae Herring, were arrested and charged with homicide by child abuse. The little girl's body has not yet been found. We do have a crew there working to get more information, so stay tuned to News Channel 6 for more on this developing story.
And you may remember that over the weekend, this search moved deeper into South Carolina, Fairfield County to be specific, where the mom of Javeayah Harris is from, and they searched an area there along with the help of local law enforcement. Now, back out in Aiken County at her home, searching that property. Aiken County Sheriff's Office investigators telling News Channel 6 they can't confirm why they're out there, just that it is part of this ongoing investigation. And certainly, Jenny, If anything comes of this investigation, we will let you know. Their goal all along, they have said, was to bring the child home.
July 4th, 2026. While most families were out celebrating, Michilae Herring and Johmarea Harris were being placed in handcuffs, both charged with homicide by child abuse. Herring facing an additional charge, filing a false police report. For that missing child story she fed to 911 and to investigators. On Sunday, a judge looked at both of their cases and denied bond. No bail, no release. Both of them held in an Aiken County jail while the case moves forward. Now, let's be clear. They are both innocent until proven guilty in the eyes of the law. But if convicted, Herring and Harris could each face 20 years to life in prison for the death of their daughter. Oh, so now the same two people who let their daughter suffer without medical care, who hid her body, who lied to an entire community for over a month. Now they're sitting in a jail cell, waiting on a system to decide what happens next. Javeayah Harris was 4 years old. She should be starting school right now, not become a name attached to a homicide case, a stuffed animal by a mailbox, a community vigil, a search that stretched across county lines for a body that had already been laid to rest somewhere no one could find her. That's what's left behind. Let me tell you something. This case is a reminder that abuse inside a home doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like a parent who never picks up the phone when their child needs help the most. If you or someone you know is dealing with domestic violence or child abuse in the home, please reach out.